McEntire.
Reba, good to talk to you. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm excited you're going back on the road. I can't get enough Reba in my life. I'll be honest with you.
Well, I hope everybody feels that way about it.
Do you have, because I know a lot of your life you've spent on the road, but do you still have that drive to get on the road to perform these songs live?
Oh, yeah, definitely, or I wouldn't be doing it. I enjoy being on stage. I love getting in front of an audience. I always have loved touring. You know, of course, everybody gets tired, ready to go do something else, but touring's been very good for me and my family and all my organization, and we absolutely crave it.
Have I told you, Reba, about the story where I thought you were inducting me into the Grand Ole Opry or inviting me to the Opry? Have I told you this in person?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, Reba was coming out and I was like covering for a few minutes doing comedy, and she comes out and she goes, bye, bye, bye. And I was like, what's that? I'm about to be invited to the Opry. And she goes, hey, thanks for covering for me. And I was like, I was not invited to the Opry right then. So that's my best Reba story. Reba live in concert, the 17-city run. We'll have Terry Clark. Tickets are on sale today. That's why Reba's on today, because they are on sale today. Now, when you're putting a set list together, are you balancing any of the new stuff, and do you keep like super massive hits like strategically in the set list?
Well, Bobby, basically, I treat my fans the way I want to be treated. When I go see a concert, I want to hear the songs that I can sing along to, songs that I'm familiar with, and so that's what we try to hang on to on a set list. We might put in one that something, a reason for putting it on, but basically it's the songs that have been popular for a while that the fans and everybody's been really nice for them to be hit records. And that's what we go for on our set list.
Will you do an encore regardless of how good or bad the crowd is?
Yeah.
And
well, that's one way of putting it.
What is your strategy with what songs to put in that encore section? Because you know there are some people going, well, crap, she didn't even play Little Rock. You know,
there you go.
Why would you put those songs there? What's happening there?
Well, the encore is always Fancy. We don't leave until Fancy is the last song. Everybody loves it. It's spectacular. Visually, it's a great song. Bobby Gentry had a #1 record with it in the 60s, and I recorded it in 90 with Tony Brown. Now, it wasn't a #1 record, but it's the song everybody wants to hear. And when I sing Fancy, everybody says, okay, she's over. It's done. The show's over. We can go home.
Do you ever, and I think this happens to everybody at some point, you're on stage and you can't hear a guitar or your inner ears are out and you just have to kind of keep going and just hope everything is working the way that you thought it was. Has that happened to you recently where you're just like, all right, I'm going to keep pushing through and just hope when this song is over, they go, hey, we're all good?
Oh, yeah, that's happened quite a few times, especially because, you know, we change clothes, we do different outfit, costume changes. And one time we forgot to turn the pack on when I got into my Fancy outfit, and I'm going up either onto the stage or up in the elevator, and I don't hear anything. And so you just have to pull the ear monitor out of your ear and fake it and act like nothing's wrong. And, you know, that you'll see the band kind of look over like, what's going on? She doesn't have her ears in. And, you know, you just smile and grin and bear it and go on.
At this point, do you ever forget the lyrics to your most famous songs?
Oh, shoot, yeah, all the time. I look at the audience and I say, heck, y'all know these songs better than I do. Y'all sing it. Or I'll kind of look at people in the front row and they'll be singing along and I can read their lips and kind of get back on track.
Reba is on tour starting October 13th, but tickets are on sale today. So I hope you guys get your tickets to see Reba. Not only is she touring, but I was just looking at some of the stuff you're doing either on TV or it's a movie, but it's a Lifetime movie. So let's talk about The Hammer for a second. So it's actually called Reba McEntire's The Hammer. What is this? What's this Lifetime project?
Well, it's the second movie deal that I've done with Lifetime. The first one was the Christmas movie that we shot last year. And then this, The Hammer, I've really fell in love with the script because it's about a real live circuit judge who travels 25,000 miles in a 25,000-mile area and covers 3 courthouses in Nevada. So it's interesting, it's creative, it's up to speed, up to date, and she's quite the character, Judge Kim Wanker. And they changed my name to Judge Wheeler, but I get to play her, and it's been a lot of fun. Rex Lynn, my boyfriend's in the movie. Melissa Peterman's in the movie also, and we shot it in Canada and just had a blast. So it'll be out, I'm thinking next year, January sometime, and I'm just now seeing the editing of trying to get to the final stages of the movie, but we had a blast shooting it.
Did they change wanker because that's like a UK bad word? Like in English?
I hope they did.
Yeah.
I think that was a good idea, yes.
Yeah, I guess if they're in the UK and they're using like the F word as the last name or something, they're like, Americans be like, well, that ain't a good last name for that.
Well, I didn't know that until I was watching Ted Lasso.
And they're calling people wankers. And also, Reba didn't know she was going to be referenced in Ted Lasso because he goes to the ticket counter and he's like, 2 tickets for Reba McEntire. Right, you didn't know that until you saw it yourself.
I did not. I was shocked and thrilled to pieces because I love that show.
Wouldn't that be weird? You watch one of your favorite shows and they reference you? Yeah. Like a couple times on Nashville when that show was on, I would watch and they would be like, yeah, but is the song going to get on the Bobby Bones show? And I was like, I point at the TV. Like anybody knows, I just point at it. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Reba's out on tour. You guys go watch. And if you're in Oklahoma, Reba, what's up with this restaurant you're opening? Are you involved in actually picking like the food and stuff?
Food, silverware, plates, the color of the material of the drapes that are at the booth, everything. Absolutely. We've been working on it for a long time and really excited about it. It's just a dream come true to get to do something in close to your hometown. I grew up in Chalky, Oklahoma, which is probably 12 miles north of Atoka. So just to be able to get back home, and you got another excuse to go back home, in other words.
Will you ever show up randomly at the restaurant? Let's say if folks are there, there's always like a 1% chance Reba could show up.
Yeah. Absolutely. And, it's not only a fun thing to get to do, but it's kind of check in on, see how things are doing, and then make scheduled stops so people can come to the restaurant, and you might get up on the stage and do a few songs. You never know what's going to happen.
How crazy would that be if you go to Reba's restaurant and Reba comes in? I just wouldn't believe it was her. I believe it was some sort of joke or some sort of someone impersonating her. I have 2 questions left, and Reba's on with us right now. My first question, so we're talking about reservations or restaurants. If you have to make a reservation, whose name will you make it under? Or do you have a whole fake name you don't want to share?
Oh, no. I use my name, especially if it's a restaurant that's hard to get into. It's so funny. Sometimes we'll say, I'll say, hey, Leslie, would you please get us a reservation at 6:30 tonight at so-and-so for 5 people? She'll come back and say, can't get in. I said, you use my name? No. I said, okay, try that. And then she'll try that. She'll come back and say, still couldn't get in. I said,
okay, that's funny. I was not expecting that, but that is funny. And then I'm going to ask, I have to ask this question every single time because the last episode of Reba had more than 8 million people watched. I mean, like, what's up? What's up, Reba? I'm just going to ask you that. What's up?
What's up? You mean with the Reba show?
Yeah.
Well, it's, things, we've been really trying hard to do a reboot on the Reba show because I really want to work with the people that I got to work with during that 6.5 years. It was fun. The cast, the crew, everybody we got to work with and play with, they were wonderful people, and we wanted to get back together like a reunion and have fun. So hopefully that'll happen one day.
All right, I'm going to end with this. Reba.com is where you go today. 10 a.m. local time. Tickets to see Reba and her arena tour. I saw Reba a couple years ago do a whole show in Vegas with Brooke. I mean, as good as she's ever been. Now, that being said, I've only seen her like twice, and she's always been awesome. So it was a great A+ show. I've seen her 3 times. The time she invited me to the Opry to be a member of the Opry. I forgot about that time. Yeah, it was a good night too. Go get tickets to the show. Reba.com on sale today, 10 a.m. local time. Reba, always a pleasure. Hope you have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Bobby, and don't forget Terry Clark's on that show too. So if you're kind of tired of hearing me, come hear Terry. She puts on a wonderful show.
All right, Reba. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Bobby. Bye-bye.
It's a Bobby Bones Show.